And yes, we are live. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is an amazing, amazing morning. Yes, relax. Our guest is in the building, having a bit of a technical challenge, and we are going to be dealing with that, right? And we will be coming along. Ofere. Yes, we see you. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for where's your wife? She'll soon come from my head. But yes, I'm right in the building. You're there for us for the win anytime, any day. All righty. Thank you so much for being here. We have the microphone and press. But we are going to be having her come in. I think she will need to log out of the system and then log in again because we couldn't hear her when she logged in. All right, today is going to be hot too, as in really, really hot. You got it right. But one of the things that I love about my intentional parenting journey, say one thing you love about my intentional parenting journey in the comment section. Just say one thing you love about my intentional parenting journey. One of the things I love is the reality of the journey, the tangibility of how the journey actually goes every day. It's been an amazing, amazing run in the past almost 50 days. And believe you me, it is one of the things that I just love to do every morning. You know how you wake up every morning and you're like, ooh, I'm going to listen to another transformation. That's, nothing beats that. Honestly speaking, nothing beats that. And that's something really, really pretty amazing. Imagine all of that. I can see somebody say palpable stories, somebody says transformation, somebody say tangible. I came in, you're here, you're here. It's good to see you. All right. One of the things I love is the confirmation that learning never stops. I see you, Fatih. I see you. Yes, I love the extra yadas. Fatih is here. Mercy, the journey is relatable and practicable. I just love the way it is. I love the consistency. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. The consistency is consistent. I see you, Jamila Dogara. I see you. Nothing beats that. Yes, I love every journey. Yes, every journey for me has something tangible in it. All right, has something very tangible in it. Yes, Kevin. I just love it. So insightful. Amaka said one of the things I love is how everyone shares their transformational story with different strokes that makes it practical. How I love that. All right, Dr. Happiness. Chidima said it's insightful. Enobon said it's practical. Dr. Happiness said gives me practical strategies for my own journey. Diligence, Oma, I love it. Ufoma said peculiarity. All right. And Fatigiwa said we carry the extras with pride. Come on now. I love it. The extra of the extra that the extras. All right. Okay. Jamila said different routes, but same destination. Every journey is unique. Transformation. Christiana Ofere, can we hear you? Okay, your voice is still out. You will need to look at your audio, all right, in your stream and see what exactly is the challenge. So maybe if you're using any external stuff, using any external stuff, all right, if you're using any external stuff, you want to take it out. If you're not, then look at your audio and connect your audio on your system. If you're using a system, maybe you can switch to a phone if that is giving you a challenge, all right? Maybe you can switch to a phone, maybe that helps us. Okay, thank you. Our guest will soon be here and she will sort that out and be here. They want to spoil the reggae of the extra yadas, all right? This is one of our team leads, okay? I'm sure that the cohort members are here making a lot of noise. They have noise in them, right? And this is one of those cohorts that you love to actually go to. Yes, agree with me. You actually love to go to. There's a lot of conversations happening there. And yes, I can see Uraola Obaka. There's always something to learn. All right. My cohort lead is here this morning. Cohort 1C in the building. Yes, cohort 1C in the building. All right. Check if the app is updated as well. Yes. I love our guests intentionally. We're here. Oh, Dr. Obi, I see you, Dr. Obi. Shout out to you. Yes. I see Alimat. Yes, I see you guys. Yes, 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 yes. So we are going and we are going to be live with Microphone Express in no time. Please give us a little bit of time. But while we are waiting for her, one of the things that I was saying this morning after I was we were talking about yesterday at the book review, and we're talking about reading books as one of the tools in this particular book that we have been reading. All right, of these particular books we have been reading, the independent thinking child. The independent thinking child, there's a book, a tool called books. It's one of the tools to be able to actually raise an independent thinker. Somebody said something quite insightful in that book review yesterday. And the person said, how do you model what your children can't see? And many a times it is because there's a lot of struggle with us. That's why our children also struggle with what it is that they can also offer. So if your child is struggling to read, I bring you good news. You can actually change all of that simply by just keying in into putting your own self together. So the others have been trained with reading so much. The other day I snapped a picture with someone and I was holding a book. Casual people zoom. You all use Zoomers. How many of you zoomed in that picture? Let me go to the others. The others know what I'm talking about. And if you're not in the yard, why now? This is inside gist. Many people came and zoomed to see I even saw the name of the book. The interesting thing. I haven't looked at the book because it was just a book that was given to me. And the others were already zooming. And they were already bringing out the name of it. Like, what kind of thing is this? I had a good laugh. Like, it's just like that. You guys just wake up and you are zooming in on, let me not say it. Somebody say now, a mind is king. See them. I saw you guys. Somebody said after coach was warning us about zooming in our pictures, that zooming in can never be abolished. Zoom on. You guys, well done with that zooming in, right? But so it's something that it becomes a part of you. You begin to read. You begin to grow. You begin to grow. You begin to see yourself. You begin to pick up books, all right? And you see yourself, all right? Somebody said the whole of God once is zoomed. Yes, I saw you people zooming in my dream. I saw you people zooming somewhere with one eye, and I knew people were zooming. Are you back here? Christiana,
Yes,
are
ma.
you for it?
Yes, ma.
Awesome. We have the microphone empress right in the building. And it's going to be an amazing, amazing time today because we're having Christiana Ofere. Christiana Ofere is a yada. She's not just a yada, she's the yada with the extra of the extra. You know those yadas that you see, you see, you see, you see. Yes, the yadas that I love to love. If you don't like the people that have extras, they are the one that have problem, have you? Yes, that's how it is that it works. And today, Christiana is the team lead of Cohort 1C, and she's called the Microphone Empress. She is that, that gong that you need, right? When you are doing that event. This is here with us. And today, she's going to be sharing her journey. I am particularly excited to hear her. Did I tell you that she's a masterpiece woman? Yes, she is a masterpiece woman. Masterpiece woman in the building. Shout out to you guys. Like we don't play. That thing that they say we don't play. Yeah, so yes,
No.
and masterpiece women with the doings. Too many of the doings in the building. And yes, somebody said our team lead with extra, extra. You have a lot of fans already, Christiana Ofere. It is 10 minutes after, and we have 101 people watching already. I've watched Christiana be live on all of the journeys every single day. All right. Is it my network that is fluctuating? No, Can never be me. Please give me 1 minute. I change this network and I get back here. Who is that? What's that?
Oh my.
Okay, I'm back in the building. That network wanted to disgrace our forefathers. Like, really? Come on now. I'm Africa's foremost coach now. What is that? I just looked at this. I saw myself blurry. Like, why? Maka, why? All right. So we are having Christiana Ali Ofere share with us on my intentional journey. And I'm sure that you're going to have a clearer, picture and view in no time. Yes, I have a very correct network. Okay. So, Christiana, how did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
get into the inner circle? What brought you in here? What has kept you in here? I know that you were an Ocho passenger at some point. You know what an Ocho passenger is? You
No,
don't know
ma'am.
what it is. You are not Igbo. Why now? I'm not going to interpret for you.
Oh, you're
After
the
you've been
captain.
doing this how long? You have not started reading clearly your Igbo vocabularies. Come on now. Please, go and find an Igbo friend so that they
My
can tell
daughter
you.
married into an Igbo family, so I will be sorted at that junction.
Good. Let's go there. All righty. So over to you.
Yes, thank you so much, ma. I am so honored. I am filled with so many emotions right now, and topmost of it is gratitude for the privilege to come share on my intentional parenting journey. I am so honored. My cohort 1C people, as soon as he was on the stream, the first person that reached out to me was Mopsy 2.0. She ran to my inbox even before the flyer went round. She had been on the stream. Thank you so much, ma, for that honor. And then Honorable Omolara did the post on the cohort and everywhere is ablaze. My inbox is buzzing. That was why I didn't want to connect with my phone. I wanted to use my system. But village people say, no, we will not hear you through the system. Good morning, world. Good morning, TIP. Good morning, intentional parents. Yadas incoming, hoping to come in, still looking by the side, still already in the net. Everybody, good morning. I am so overwhelmed with joy this morning, and your love on the comment section is so heartwarming. Like, all right, so let's go. We are with the bell for a reason. You're on this live stream and you have not knocked the like button. Maka, why now? Why? Hit it and let's shoot. Yes. This is Christiana Ali Ofere, the microphone empress, and I'm so privileged and honored to be here. So yes, I got into TIP by divine orchestration. First was I had
Okay, I think we have lost our guest. I am not sure, but I guess that something happened in that environment, and I don't know what it is. It's either NEPA did a number or a network. I don't know what it is that happened. But I'm sure we're going to get our host back. 120 people watching, and yes, it is going to be an amazing, amazing time with you. Believe you me, right? It is going to walk through, it's going to be a walkthrough, and we're going to have that conversation today. And our guest, maybe the network want our guests to just talk straight to the point. We want to learn the thing sharp, sharp, sharp. So when our guests come, we'll tell her, oh yeah, sharp, sharp, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. And somebody said the divine must be divine today. Okay, so while we are waiting for our guest today, and we're talking about the team, and the inner circle. Now I can see Apostle Ifeanyi Victor. I would have been shocked that Apostle is not here. All right, because yes, these are the real people, the noisemakers in the cohort. I know you people. I know the noisemakers. I have names of noisemakers on the award night in the inner circle day. I will see the names of noisemakers. You will see them written. I'll call them by myself. I know you guys. Yes. Okay. Our team lead is back. Our guest is back. Okay, she's not back yet. She's still having a bit of a challenge, and we will soon get on it. Shout out to you, every one of you that is in the yard that makes a lot of noise, just know that I love the noise. I'm a noisemaker myself. When you grow up, you are one of those students that their name used to appear. Even when I was prefect, my name will appear on the noisemaker list, just like that. Come on. But hey, I was all right, and my teachers were all right. So maybe the network wants us to get straight to the point. Let's not miss this conversation. Let's go straight.
Yes.
Let's go straight. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yes, ma. So I got into the yard in I encountered TIP in 2019, and I was just hovering around pressing calculator. This Igbo woman, like, how is she doing these plenty courses? See the number of people registered. I was there. I was in that WhatsApp group, but we have deleted the WhatsApp group now. We are no
Now you're
longer
all right.
staying there. No.
You're all right.
If we ever press, it's because we want to be inspired to know and see what is possible. So yes, ma, I didn't join until in 2021. There is this yada in my military space. I'm a military wife, by the way, and she knew about TIP from my posts, and I saw that her her win was shared on TIP social media space, and I'm like, and I know her children. That's Yada Jamila Kanu. I know her daughters. I used to be their stylist because I do a lot of things. I used to be the one that make their hair. And when those children come to my salon, then they were different. And I'm like, is it the same TIP that you had to connect through me that is giving you these results already? Come on now. Then I chatted you, Mama. I said, when I saw the story, I said, and I actually referred her to Inner Circle, to TIP. How is it that I am still outside of the yard? Then came a Muslim Yada who came to share on my intentional parenting journey series, Yada Taiwo Rofiat. And I'm like, so if people are having this, a Muslim for that matter believes in this light, what am I still doing outside? So the first year I registered, I did nothing. I think I just paid the 50,000 and sat. Only God knows where. I did nothing. Nothing. My morning broke when Yada Rofiat shared, and I jumped in. And that was in 2021. And since then till eternity, we are Yadas for life. Yes, ma.
Amazing, amazing. You have the microphone and present the building. She's the team lead of code one C, right? Yes, I'm
Yes.
correct.
Yes,
One
ma.
C. There are a few chords that are noisemakers. One O, let me be calling them. One O, one C. The kind of noise that happens in that place. I have the names of the people that make noise the most. Should I call their names? I'll keep quiet. Ekemini, are you here? All righty. Thank you so much. And I see you,
Yeah.
Fatima, saying, I am a proud Yada. I am a proud Muslim Yada. We have a lot of proud Muslim Yadas. We have plenty. We're here for life. See, it's an equalizer. It's not a religious gathering. It is a place for us to make our children better. And that is what we are here for. And yet, you are having microphone Empress share with us. All right. On my intentional parenting, and I think she's gone again, but I think she's going to be back in no time. She said something. She said she was making the hair of a particular Yada's children. See, we they work, they show. We they implement, they loud. It was okay one for the stage. We they work, we they show. All right. And when um she saw them, she said there was something different about those girls. All right. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, to the Dogaras. Amazing, amazing people. The Dogaras have been in the inner circle for upward 5 years and counting. And these are the Yadas, the Yada. You know that kind of thing? Yes. And he said, I was the one that this woman saw this thing from my status. So how come I'm now outside and this woman has this kind of testimony? And I could see it. I could see it, right? I could see it everywhere. Yes, so we they implement it, they loud. And we are very unapologetic about the loudness of our implementation because there is something that we're doing and that we're doing differently. I am already loving the conversation, right? All right. The God said you can't be in the inner circle and remain the same. transformation and all of that. Shout out to the governor. Yes, shout out to you, sir. It's good to have you here. All right, Christina is back. Christina, tell me,
Yes,
what was the first thing
yes.
that struck you when you got into the yard? What was the first thing that struck you when you got into the yard that made you remain and you're here?
The the first thing that struck me was how you showed up consistently on the voice notes. I was wondering how somebody would have the energy to daily and daily show up. Then on the same days that we see voice notes, that was even before I could understand the TIP structure. Then I would see you on a Tuesday live. I would see you on Instagram. I would see you on one other platform. And I'm like, okay. It was your consistency for me. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome, awesome. If consistency were a name, that would be my name written beside it. Trust me when I say
Yes,
so.
ma'am.
And yes, we brag
Yes, ma'am.
and we do it. We're not braggers for nothing. We actually brag and come out. Somebody said, the way that you people talk about this TIP, that's second. It's even all that. My brother, my sister,
It's
it's all
all that
that
and
to
more.
forget that
And
thing.
more.
It's all that and more. When you get in, your eye go clear. Alrighty. So tell us about your journey. Let's
Yeah.
get into the journey. You seem to have a lot to talk about today, and let me be able to step out and give you the space to talk about it. Let me tell you, people, news flash. Christina has pictures in the stream that she's going to be showing people as we are talking. You see extra. Some people have it. Don't be angry. Be here. Stay here for it. You're gonna see something today. Christina, over to you. Tell us how this journey has affected your life. You can take it from
Yes.
any angle, your life,
Okay.
your business, your marriage, your children, whichever angle suits you. We're here for it.
All
Over to you. You know, when
right.
you have a talker in the building, you take a back seat. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Ma. So I want to start from my marriage. I lived in a marriage um, before TIP that was battered, scattered, and shattered. Remember, I said I am a military wife. I'm in the military system, and the stereotypes we see around, the kind of marriages we see, are not the kind of marriages we are proud of. We have absentee fatherhood, we have absentee husbands. In fact, there's something I call the absentee husband syndrome that affects every military wife. And my marriage at the time before TIP was oh God, was a total write-off. There was no connection between myself and my spouse. There was no there were virtues. My husband is a very kind man. My husband is a very loving man. I think I married the most humorous and kindest person on earth. However, there were gaps in my marriage, and I was doing a lot of things that were wrong myself. I honestly have to be vulnerable and truthful. I was being very wrong. And in 2018, my husband was going to remarry. Yes, he was going to
Hmm.
get married again to a lady in the military. Like, how can two
Oh,
soldiers marry themselves when I am here? Like, and for one reason or the other, my husband would always say, the problem is not what we cannot fix, but I need to come to that point where I am ready to do the work. Mind you, he is not a yada even till today as we speak. He has never been a yada. But my husband's belief system has always been pro TIP. One reason why the marriage was going to crash was because I wasn't paying attention to the children. I invested myself in my salon business, and it was salon or nothing. It was what I was doing that was giving me money and nothing else. I would be at that space where it is when he's coming home from work. At that time, he was serving in the same city as me. That's when I will pour Maggi, pour salt, pour pepper, pour everything on fire and go and serve him. How do you serve a king like that? How do you do that and expect the man to be happy? And one one encounter that changed everything for me was one of the streams. I can't remember which session it was. I can't remember what session it was. But Coach Wendy mentioned that parenting is first about you. That message sat in my soul. And that was when I pulled back from the mess and introspected, and then I saw the flaws that I contributed to. And then I said, okay, let me even try and yield to this parenting academy and see what change can come out of it. I tell you, for a short thing today, I have the most beautiful marriage. I have the most beautiful marriage on earth. I say it with a lot of pride in my heart, because when I submitted to the inner circle, my systems, the chaos, my fire spots, my fire zones, everything around my life began to take shape, take form, take shape, take form. My marriage became defined, and that definition defined my home, defined my life. And then I saw baby boy loving this baby right back as it should. And that's how we got ourselves back. As I speak to you, they had gotten to the point where they had even exchanged wedding rings. My in-laws accepted her because of one reason or the other. But when the transformation came, they're not a 10 monkey saying a banana day for up. When the transformation came, it was a 360 turnaround.
Wow.
And I got apologies. I got my home back. And from then till eternity, it's been a beautiful marriage. I now live in a marriage where my husband is not in the same city as me, but my husband gives my home priority. He schedules his visits. It's unlike military men. He's home every 2 weeks to check up and to be with us. My husband comes home and he is the one doing the cooking. That was my gray area. I wasn't the kitchen girl. I still am not. So when he comes, my husband comes home and stuffs up the house with food. The freezer is him that is doing the cooking and keeping for us. And I mean, it's been a beautiful one. And from there, it began to rub on my children. The TIP connection tools, inner circle connection tools, the 1% I think I was able to do began to define my home, began to define my home. From the pillow talks, I saw that my children, I was not connected with my children before TIP. All I was a helicopter mother. You don't want to be in my home on a Sunday morning. I am in the choir. I'm a church girl. Because I am in the choir, I have to be up early. I have to be out early. And there was no system in my home before TIP that helps us prepare for Sunday or for midweek service. So when it is church time, oh my God, I am jumping here, I am jumping there, I am running and racing everywhere because of this chaos in my home. My son, when he was 2 years old, got burnt by hot boiling water. A mistake that was avoidable. Thank God for the webinar Seasons of Life, when Coach Omolara came and talked about what and what is it we're doing, what and what in our homes when we have specific kind of children. My son is a kinesthetic sanguine, and this little boy was just playing around the house with his football. He loves football till date. And I was going upstairs with hot bucket of water. And in that moment, we were supposed to go to the hospital for a hospital checkup with my son, only for me to now drop the bucket of water so I can take my husband's call. Remember, that time there was chaos in the marriage. So even good morning had to be a fight. Even hello had to be a very, very tough fight. And then he went calling and screaming on the phone. Tea time, una never still ready to go hospital, and all of that got me confused. I dropped the bucket of water. My happy child was playing football. The ball hit the bucket of water, and he ran to go and pick up his ball, tripped and fell inside of that boiling water. Because I lost my pictures, you would have seen the level of the damage. That was the moment I stopped to my knees. After coming out of that hospital episode, this was a child that had malaria first of all. Then this child is now going to the hospital, not just as a malaria patient, but as a child with a burn all of his back, to his bum bum, to his leg, because he fell with his head. And that fall was a defining moment, because all hell let loose. That was in 2018, towards the end of 2018. And in my mind, I'm like, where do I go from here? How do I carry myself? I was talking with my pastor's wife then, and then she now told me that she saw a conference for pastors' wives and pastors' daughters, pastors' children on Facebook, and she shared it with me. And as we're watching and glancing through, it was a program either Mama Wendy hosted or she spoke on. That was the first time I saw TIP with my eyes, and that was a very timely revelation. So I now began to follow gradually, and with time, as my eyes start to clear, I realized that that child didn't have to be burnt. If I had peace systems in my home, that's why one of my favorite webinars is peace, building peace systems in your home. If I had the right knowledge, I wouldn't have had to experience that. My little 2-year-old would not have had to go through all of that pressure. And so that's one of the turning points for me. Another thing that got me rooted and seated here in TIP is that I used to be everywhere. Even till now, and I'm still trying to gather this energy that God has given me. I'm still trying to put things together. But I was here, I was there, I was just everywhere. I had no definition, I had no pattern. But when I started to follow TIP, I realized that my life would only be defined. My life will only be defined if and when I decide to do the work. And of course, parenting is first about me. First about me. Yes, ma.
Awesome. I think we're in here for a lot of palpable stories. And Christina said something. She said that she was going to lose her marriage on the basis of anyhowness. That's just it.
Yes,
Put in simple terms.
that's
On the basis
yes.
of anyhowness. Not being able to understand how to manage the system where you have found yourself. And that would have been it. And she said something. I'm not the kitchen girl. Those of us that don't like cook. WhatsApp group list. Are you guys here? We're not the people that are in the kitchen. We love to be out there making money. All of us that are in that category, please come out. Right? But so it wasn't about just not being the kitchen girl that was a problem. It was
No.
about how it was handled. Now, the same not, doing some of those things has become something that the same man is doing gladly, without having
Gladly.
to. And meanwhile, these were pointers of fight, just
Yes, ma.
because there was no wisdom. The
Yes,
Bible
ma.
says that where there is no wisdom, where there's no knowledge, people perish. Perishing is a default thing of a lack of wisdom. And I love what Christiana said to me. Said this one. She said, yes, the marriage was going to crash. Yes, he had the own. I also was able to actually recognize, take responsibility for the part that I have played. And that's one of the things that the inner circle shows you. You get
Yes,
in,
ma.
you stop blame game, you will shine the touchlight on you because it is you. All right. Dr. Happiness said we should pass handkerchief. The welfare unit is cutting a basket of onions. We're going to be all right. All right. But today is going to be one interesting day to listen to. So, Christiana, tell us
Yes.
about the other aspect of your parenting and what it is that, Inner Circle have done. Over to you.
Yeah. All right, ma. So like I said, I have two children, a 12-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son. Both of them different temperaments. My son is the one that is everywhere jumping and happy. He's a kinesthetic star-wired child, sanguine for that matter. That mixture put together was something that I didn't understand before TIP. And when I got into TIP, began to implement, because your miracles is in the deeds that you are willing to, the effort, your action. You can hear, you can keep hearing and hearing. We will shout and share fire emojis. But once you leave the stream and not even a pen and paper gets into your hand to write what you can do, you will remain at the same spot. Until I began to write gradually, I began to journal. Before TIP, don't bring a book near me. For what? I used to take pride in being an intuitive person. I just know it. I be the Holy Spirit, assistant Holy Spirit, manager of my
Mm.
life. I just
Mm.
feel like I knew it all. What do I need? What's in a book that I need to know? That was
Mm.
the ignorant me. That was the ignorant me. And so as I began to participate in book reviews, began to take part in so many things that were in TIP, just not even up to 10%. TIP already is a big agbada that overwhelms you. The
Mhm.
little that I could the little that I could do, I began to see changes. My son
Mm.
became struck. That scattered, unstructured child began to be a wonder right in my korokoro eyes. My
Mm.
son started to iron for himself at 7 years old. Something that struck me was one day the iron was already too bad, and I was thinking how this child will continue ironing. That's his uniform over there. If you look, if zoomers, please zoom close and see that the iron is a burnt iron. But this same 7-year-old used this iron that is burnt to give his uniform a ghetto, sharp, correct ghetto. 7-year-old. Oh, I told myself, in this TIP, this is where I will remain. This very TIP is where I will remain. Beyond the fact that he wanted to look sharp, he used what was available. He didn't ask, he didn't grump, he didn't fight. And it is a routine for Jezreel to always have his uniform correct. When fuel scarcity started about 2-3 years ago, this same child came up and said, Mommy, instead of using your car to drop us, how about I use my bike and go to school? That child changed the narrative in my community. Jezreel began taking himself on his bicycle to school and back. No
Mm.
trouble, no chaos, no stress. He returns home as at when due. He does everything himself. This journey began when this boy was 7. We changed school for him, and when Jezreel went to his new school, the very first week he was in that school, he was appointed the assistant sports prefect at primary 5, first term. It has never happened. How they saw the difference in my boy and picked him for that role can only be possible by the sharpening and refining that happened in me and filtered into my children. I still have a testimony that shocks me to my bone. Shout out to you, Gladys Maxwell. I saw her comment on the post on the header. She had my son. She's my neighbor. She's my friend, my buddy. Yes, and then our children had a fracas playing in the neighborhood, and there I was in the fall queue, and she calls and says, "Your child beat my child, and I really am not taking it," like that kind of direction. It was meant to be a fight. And right there and then, while I was in the fuel queue for that matter, the pressure of staying in the queue that time, the heat and everything, I'd been on that queue for 3 hours already. Then her call came in, and I said, "We'll be all right. Nobody died, right? When I come back, I'll come and see you." I had to replay Coach Wendy's words. And then when I got home, I picked my daughter and I asked her, I said, "You had this and this with Paltel. What happened? Is this something you will proudly say before the mother?" She said, "Yes, ma." I saw, "Yeah, Ungwanu, let's go." "Yes, I now know Igbo. Ungwanu, let's go." And then we went to her house. As soon as we got there, the story changed.
Mm.
That's That was a divine arrangement. That was a divine arrangement for a change of story in a family. And what would have turned to be a fight, by the time I saw my beloved Paltel, I told my friend, I said, your son is in a system where, a school system where he has a lot of energy trapped. They don't do break time in this school. And this is a kinesthetic sanguine. And this child is a star-wired child. He has a lot of energy trapped. So when he is not able to express that energy, he will find outlets, however. And by the time I finished just expressing from my little knowledge, my friend says, that TIP that you used to post on your status every day, is that where you? I say, yes, that's the
Mm,
source of this knowledge. That's, I don't,
mm,
I am after Jesus, after God is TIP. Oh, that's her post right there. I'm getting so emotional. Gladys says that was her deliverance. It was meant to be a fight. Trust military wives. You say my pikin beat your pikin? Wetin you mean? We go use broken, scatter the tables. But that conversation, because it was structured, it was divinely orchestrated even ahead of time. My sister, fellow Kaki mother, is now a yada. That very conversation, she paid for her inner circle booking fee, got into the yard, currently sitting with me in 2026. I couldn't but find a place in my heart to remain grateful to God that my own journey can convict another person and truly
ah,
bring a change in a home. I know my
mm,
sister. I know
mm,
what it is we have been through as fellow military wives. We know ourselves. The transformation in her home now. Just yesterday, she posted on her status how she went all the way to Makodi to honor her husband. Honor as a skill has become something that we live
mm,
practically. You
mm,
see in that video military men standing up for a wife who had come to honor her
mm,
husband. And when
mm,
she did that, she sent a message to me saying, thank you for modeling honor. Thank you for teaching me how to honor. What other conviction do people need to get
mm,
into tea? Like,
mm,
what else? What else? What else? What else? I
mm,
had a nerve wracking, a throat tying situation. And I've had a series of humbling experiences. It started
mm,
in 2025, last year. My military husband was meant to be promoted to the rank of colonel, and he didn't come. Out of all of his classmates, just that one was not promoted. And you know
mm.
how we sing,
Wow.
"He's the 99, only for the one." That's how it was for us. That's how it felt. A day after that episode of my life, as a military wife, you're waiting for the day you will wear your shine gown and collect your salute, your regimental salute, the one that only you qualifies to collect. And
Mm,
then it did come. That was the moment my horses got halted. And immediately, the next day was TIP Kano, TIP Summit Kano. And I had volunteered to MC for Auntie Amina Ismail. And then I showed up, because in TIP we learned that adversity is not the end of you. There is so
mm,
much can be even through adversity. We
mm,
have learned sharpened resilience.
mm,
We have
mhm,
touched khaki that we wear as our resilience agbada. And so I showed up at Kano just the very next day, went for that event. I was so blessed. It was such a wonderful experience. I got my hugs from Coach Wendy. I loved my experience. Came back home that very day from I live in Kaduna. Kano is not too far. As soon as I returned, I traveled and I left my children, just the two of them at home. I don't have a living maid, a go and come maid. I don't have any of that. It's just me, my children, and the Holy Spirit. And so, and of course, TIP structures. And so, as soon as they heard my car honing outside, it was raining when I got back to Kaduna. My children came out of the house with umbrellas for me. I felt like a queen. They came with umbrellas for me and carried me like a baby into the house, pampered me, filled me with so much love. And my daughter said, "Mommy, you have shown me that everything is possible." And I
Wow.
stopped tracks.
Mm.
And I didn't have this conversation with this girl. And she says, "Daddy just lost promotion and you are still able to go to Kano to go and serve." That moment, I can't quantify. I can't quantify the reward in tangible terms. And so we entered that season, trusting God, believing God. Our hope was nowhere else but in God. But how do you even stay in God when you don't have structures and systems of resilience for
Mm.
adversity? How are you able to still show up and remain positive? Not so many people knew what I was going through. And in that season, 2 days after we returned from Kano, I reached out to Mama Wendy. I sent her a message and I said, "Ma, this is what has just happened to me." And one word Mama Wendy said to me was, "Those that know their God shall do exploits." So there is a knowing of God. There is a dimension of God I needed to enter into. And I began
Mm.
to dig. I began to
Mm.
dig. I began to dig. And I realized that it wasn't a loss of promotion. It
Mm.
wasn't that. It was more for me than against me. It was more
Mm.
for me than against me. I had a different perspective to the whole thing. And in one webinar, Mama says, "You don't waste seasons.
Mm.
You shouldn't waste." And in that season, I began to pick myself together. I will sit in my house, in my space, do my tools, get positively engaged, show up for my MC engagements like nothing. Ma, when that episode happened, I am supposed to be broken. Like, I'm
Mm.
supposed to be crying. I didn't feel this until 3 months after. I
Mm.
didn't feel the pain. I was so preoccupied. My mind was positively engaged.
Mm.
I couldn't see I couldn't feel that gap. And thank God to Oga Ofere. Oh, that man. Well, now me supposed to be my wife, not be any other person, and he's supposed to be my husband. That man never blinked in pain or in regret. And one thing he always said is, "No be man do me." Me and my husband, we communicate a lot in pidgin. He said, no, all of us are barrack children together. So he says, "No be man do me. Now God permits am to happen." My husband's humor did not drop one bit. The love meter in my home became 101%. Me and my husband with my children, our spiritual diet for this season became tight. We began to experience days where we will be fasting as a family. We began to experience days where we would have the same divine experience. I would dream a dream, my son will dream the rest, my husband will dream the rest. We had to come in to God with our complete humility, Agbada. Just last week, somebody say, yeah. Somebody help me and shout hallelujah. Somebody help me and give glory to the one that glory is deserving. My husband got promoted to his deserving rank. Not just that, my husband was the only one that was compensated. Hardly is he heard that people get what is it called now? Is he redrafted?
Mm.
His promotion was backdated,
Mm.
backdated. So at the end of the day, because we knew our God, we could
Mm.
do exploits. We have
Mm.
become we have become a wonder. Everybody
Mm.
knows we don't have any form of godfathers. The only godfather we know, God the Father. And this happened for us. This happened for us. It was in this season I got spiritual sharpening. I am a
Mm.
thinker. Read the book Spiritual Intelligence. All thanks to
Mm.
Mama. Thank you, Ma, for recommending that book in the Masterpiece program. Now I know my spiritual spectrum. I am a thinker. I am a dreamer. I see things very clearly in dreams. Several times, Coach Wendy came to decorate me in my dream. Uncle Kunle and Ayo and Ife visited my house and brought the redneck rank. Several times,
Mm.
I would see my son had a dream that my husband was decorated by the number one man in the Nigerian military system. And to the glory of God, somehow, my husband got posted to the defense office. And God, in his faithfulness, has brought us to the season where we have endless laughter. We are supposed to be decorated tomorrow, but it will happen on Thursday. Una go see pictures. Oh, una go see my testimony. Thank you so much, Ma, for holding my hand through this season. Thank you so much for not telling me things that will keep me down. That one word was just
Mm.
enough for me to pick myself. And I didn't
Mm.
just pick myself, I picked my family. I picked the people around me. I began to receive calls sometime in this year. I don't know her. I just got a call from a woman and she says her husband is so general from the army side. I'm in the Air Force. And she says she heard that my husband lost promotion and not one strand of our hair was removed. I maintained my energy. My energy remained sustained. How did I achieve it? And I told her, I said, Ma, do you know what they call Intentional Parents Academy? That's where I
Mm.
drew strength. That's where I
Mm.
sharpened my adversity quotient and I'm
Mm.
able to still up. If I have 100 people around me, maybe just 3 or 4 know this story. A lot of people are just going to be hearing about it now. Even when the promotion came out and I posted on my status, a lot of people were wondering, people in my military circle, wait, you have been waiting for promotion. My husband's cost, as we sit now, people are gifting us the ranks. We have not used our money. The only rank I bought was the one I used as my spiritual point of contact for the past 1 year. That one don't even hold because now every time I dey shake and they show God, it don't even break. The gadget no go fit clip for neck. As it is now, we are overwhelmed with gifts. Yesterday, we received 2 different sets of ranks from different quarters. As I sit, the dress for my decoration was, I got gifts of dresses. I got people who sent me money to get dresses for my decoration even before time. People who joined me in this prophetic journey, and a few of them are yadas, others are in my military circle. How does your result compel people to join you if not for TIP? I am very grateful, Ma. Thank you for yielding. I got into another season of adversity in this same year when I just woke up and my Gmail got hacked. I lost all my contacts in 2024, October precisely. And I had to learn to build from scratch. We are here now, no hair removed, everything intact. Then my family home got demolished, a home we have lived in for over 40 years. Got demolished. Yes, that's my mother and her best friend there. This very season of my life, this very season of my life could not have been possibly passed through. I would have come out burnt and overscarred. I would have been a bile in every space I existed in. I would have shut off from everybody, because this is my family home. This is where I live. That mango tree over there, my father planted it. It used to be an umbrella tree, and he uprooted it and planted a mango tree. And his reason is so when people take shade, they can also eat while the fruit is in season. And to the glory of God, how this mango bears fruit 3 times in a year, we can't understand it. My father passed 5 years ago. Under this very tree is where I do my yearly widows and widowers outreach. It has become for me a shade. It has become for me a canopy. It has become for me my own identity as a military child. I'm able to honor where I am coming from, all thanks to the inner circle. If I look back at my community, it is to give back. It is to give back. And all of this has been leveled to the ground. Leveled. The whole of my childhood community was leveled because there was a land dispute between the original owners of the land and, of course, the government. And somehow became victims. Not even for once did I or my mother said, if I can be strong, then she has no reason to be weak. My mother is the one in the sleeveless purple dress. She's a widow. She's a third wife in a polygamous home. I'm from a polygamous home, automatic trauma. My mother is the mother in the house when the whole thing happened. And as it stands, my name is OYO, if you know what I mean. But in this same season, I saw God come through for us. The woman seated next to my mother is her best friend. I saw the skill of friendship in practical terms. This woman opened up her house to my mother to pick up all of stuff. We used to have what do you call it? My dad was a military nurse. So our house was halfway a clinic, halfway our house. So to the right hand side is a clinic, all of that flattened to the ground. And my father's best friend, by God's intervention, gave my mother a house. How we are able to come out of this situation, how I was able to remain intact, not broken, not shattered. This adversity that should have finished me completely, complete pata without remaining. Because where do we start from? Where do we start?
Go ahead, ma.
Where do we start from? Sorry for that glitch. Where do we start from? But for TIP, the structures, the systems, the strategies, the skills that we have been able to gather from the inner circle has been my lifesaver so far. Another win is my relationship with my daughter. My daughter is a melancholy. Funny thing, newsflash, I'm a melancholy. I be male sanguine. But because TIP has taught us that our anyhowness is not permitted if we must make impact, I found myself being much more positive on the positive spectrum. I am a structured person. I'm able to now read. I'm able to now glean into my positive side and express that side to my world. I used to be someone that had mood swings. I used to be someone that would just sit in her space and wallow in negativity before TIP. But I came into TIP, got sharpened, got refined, and here we are today. This is me now, standing, and I'm even amazed at the strength that there is inside of me. I am called the microphone empress today. If you knew me 10 years before, let's even not go too far, 5 years before, you wouldn't want to identify with me. I had pride. Yes, I had pride. I couldn't keep up. I've been emceeing for for 12 years now. But there were so many gaps in my life. So many gaps. TIP helps me to refine my life. I speak from a place of honor to everybody that comes to me. I speak from a place of honor to anybody I come in contact with, my clients, my friends, my relationships, my siblings. Everything is now almost in autopilot mode, and I can only but say TIP has helped me achieve this feat, and I remain grateful, eternally grateful. Jasmine, my daughter, comes home now. She's so structured. And hey, my children, one of the things TIP did for me was to help my children's relationship, resolving sibling rivalry. I didn't know I was overburdening my daughter until last month when we did resolving sibling rivalry. During one of the book reviews, I saw that I was overscheduling my daughter. Even while being in TIP myself, I was still making her do ada. She was the one in charge of laundry, and I didn't know Jasmine wasn't comfortable with it. She felt she should be given her own laundry to do, and her brother should do his laundry because he's capable. And then by the time I sat and then we reviewed our system, laundry system, our peace systems, our water systems, we have systems for everything, food system, everything has a system. That laundry system was one thing that was holding my daughter in the neck. I couldn't see it until our family meeting of last month. And then she says, after the book review, I now said, okay, what we're going to do about laundry is everybody will have his laundry basket. We used to have a joint laundry basket, joint laundry section, joint laundry days. But that was overwhelming baby girl Jasmine. And from that conversation during the family meeting, we decided and gave everybody their laundry basket, and everybody does his laundry himself. My daughter jumped and hugged me the first day that she did laundry for just herself. She said it's not like she doesn't like to help others, but the fact that it had to be on her, whether it is her own or not her own, was overwhelming, and she couldn't express it. This is me trying to say, okay, learn responsibility. You will be a mother tomorrow. Learn how to... I was overburdening this child, and that episode of pressure for her was taken off, and she could now see road and be happy. My son is somebody that, even regardless of him being a sanguine and a kinesthetic child, my son's time management is what I am learning from. I remember before TIP, I will not go for my own events late. My son had to tell me when I started implementing TIP, when my results began to show 2 years back and now. My son said, Mommy, so since you can't go to your events late, why do we always have to go to church late? So imagine that even with all the fire we pulled down, we were still going to church late. We were still doing things wrong. I was still overscheduling myself in church. I am the person that people, I love to serve. It's a strength for me. And sometimes it becomes a weakness because people see you and want to take advantage of that. But the webinar on energy management helped me to now streamline my life and be available for what it is essential, and what it is meant to be on the front burner of my life. And I began to define my presence. Yes, I'm positive. Yes, I like to do. In fact, people even, I have names everywhere. I'm the one that people will call Oversabi. But now I will be Oversabi, but with essence, with value, and with impact. I won't Oversabi just like that. All thanks to the inner circle. I have been tremendously blessed. I read books now. See my bookshelf. I read books now. I am invested in self-development. By virtue of my own business, I am a stay-home mom. I am more at home. And before TIP, I had a lot of time to myself to just go around gossiping. Coach Wendy calls gossip junk. That time you go and sit and you are talking what should not be talked about. is you are down, you are short paying yourself. You are taking from your creative hours to do what will not pay you. And that conversation, that webinar refined me. I am able to be available where I should. I'm not yet perfect in that skill, but I'm learning it, and the rewards are mind blowing. I go for events now, and my clients end up paying me. Even after paying me on my rate card, they will send me extra money. I think throughout this year, for every event I have been to, I return with honorarium. Apart from my payments, I return with honorarium, either in gifts, in tangible gifts, or in cash. I have experienced being paid double, not once, not twice, because of the value, structured value I was able to bring. I have my relationship, my friendships are no longer anyhow. You have to be a value giving person for you to be in my space. And I'm grateful to TIP for the web, the net of value giving people it has blessed me with. So many value giving people I found right here in the inner circle. My life transformed, transformed, transformed. Being in this armor tank, being in this safety net has been nothing short of transforming. Nothing. As at last 2 years back, from that lack of peace systems, I tripped and fell in church, not under the anointing. No. I was running out of church, careless about my race, and I fell. And since then, I sprained my spine, and it's been a hell of a pain until I took my health in my hands. I couldn't be able to do so much. And they say health is wealth. But we will come to the stream and hear how Coach Wendy is saying, talking about fitness. You will go to her status, you will see her in the gym. You will see her owning her health. TIP taught me to own my health. And from this ownership of my health, I am able to do even much more. Before 2 years back, I couldn't sit for up to 1 hour. Yet I am an MC and needs to stand through events. Until I began to own my health, I now am able to be available in health so I can truly access the wealth. TIP is plenty. TIP is plenty. It's in TIP I learned that I used to want to know what my learning style was, especially when I signed up for the Knowing Your Child's Learning Style course. I needed to know it was in TIP I knew I was an auditory and visual learner. I am a star-wired child. In my family, coming from a polygamous home, my father calls me Joseph. My father gave me a cardigan of many colors because of how much he loved me. I was a trophy child. And reading the book, Raising the Trophy Child, brought me to myself like this. And I said, oh, no wonder. Every other person, my father loves me, but I don't find this love in my siblings. When my dad passed, my siblings came to me to tell me sorry because of how much they knew my father invested in me and loved me. I was that child that naturally brought the returns. So they couldn't understand it. And my dad, being a soldier himself, was somebody that would use the Mogambo style to do parenting. But somehow, by virtue of I've always been one that knew the Holy Spirit right from childhood. I used to be in a charismatic fellowship as young as 7 because of my mom. In that fellowship, they send me, that time I still have very vivid pictures. They will circle me and be praying around me, singing worship around me. And I will begin to have visions. I would see beautiful gardens and begin to transmit that. Now, that experience shaped my spiritual journey right into adulthood. And somehow I became attuned with the Holy Spirit. And by revelation, the Holy Spirit will tell me how to access my Father. what to do to get to my father's heart. Little did I know that I knew my father's love language. My father's love language was words of affirmation. I would go to him, sit by him, and that request that my siblings couldn't get, by the smack of a finger, I'll just sit by him. Baba, this thing that we need to do, I'm thinking, you know that you are one father that everybody would love to be fathered by. When I say those words to my father would just calm down, listen to me, and do what it is I needed. By virtue of listening to the Holy Spirit, I was able to fix my parents' marriage. I told my dad when I was in SS2, if this is how it is to be a military wife, if this is how they treat people in this soldier life, I will not marry a military man. And I was a barrack child. Chances are 90% of my suitors will be military men. I kept running from them. In fact, one of my first suitors is a retired general. And thank God for my father. He said I was too young to be given out in marriage at that time. He wanted to see me and see me through school. All of this, as I reflect, I look back at my life now, I am now able to understand the systems that has been ingrained inside of me. And TIP helped me to sharpen those systems. I have this container. This is my children's Bible. TIP taught me to structure even the Bible. We have a Bible system in our home. Now, what we do is, the Bible is here, it's right on my reading table, but nobody comes and picks from it just because it is here. TIP taught me to teach my children that abundance is not the absence of discipline. Once I tell my children abundance, they complete the line for me. It's not the absence of discipline. So what we do is, you come with you pick a biro at the beginning of the week, like the beginning of the term, we pick our biro, they pick their biro, and for every empty casing of biro that you return, there is a price on it, and that money will be given to you to invest in a business. That structure, that process would have been completely impossible without TIP wisdom. Now I have my children, they've been 5 weeks into school. My son is in primary 6, so he writes less. He has 2 empty casings returned. We call it our accountability biro. You need to see the pride with which they return those biros. When they come from school, that biro is number 1 on their priority list. They want to check for it, keep it where it should be, pick it up the next morning. As simple as a biro, we are able to put a structure to it. As simple as we're able to put a structure to it. I see people whose children have to pick or buy biro every day they go to school because they are not able to consistently be disciplined. They cannot lead themselves. My children are able to lead themselves. They are able to lead themselves. January this year, on a Sunday afternoon, I guess, I woke up and I saw a load of messages in my cohort 1C. Shout out to the best cohort in the world, from Amber to Jade. Everybody, we take pride in saying no yada will be left behind. We drag everybody out as much as can come into this light. You have paid, it's not enough. Do the tools, be reminded, wisdom notes. I woke up and then I saw myself as the team lead.
Okay, I don't know if we have lost our guest, but you know the truth. With what we've heard this morning, I don't know who else had tears. I don't know who else, saw things. I don't know who else was able to glean it a lot. I'm sure our guests will soon be back here. But the truth is, there's so much that had been taken away from these few minutes. Ah, when they say even network shock, even me, I'm shocked. One thing that the inner circle gives you is the gift of perspective. If that is the only thing that you are able to access, it changes your life. I might not be able to tell, personal conversations of each and one, of everyone, but I tell you for free. There are results and there are results. And people have results. There are even a lot of them that we cannot share on the stream. because of how sensitive in position some of these people are. And trust me, it is, it is, it is everything. The Intentional Parents Academy will change the way that you see life completely. Did you hear Christiana Ofere when she shared about her journey through to what has happened to her encounter this year? If I wasn't privy to this information, I would have said, what are you talking about? But this is something that I saw. This is something that I was able to actually be a part of. And trust me, it's it, it's amazing. Let Christiana continue. She's back here. She still has a lot of pictures in the stream that needs to be shown. I'm sure she has many, pictures, many stories coming because I can see a few pictures right in the stream. Christiana, please, over to you. We are here. We are here for all of it.
Thank you so much, Ma, for this honor and privilege. I woke up and I saw myself being team lead. I screamed that afternoon. Where do I go from here? My team lead last year was Coach Omolola. And in my head, I'm like, can I even dare to do what Coach Omolola was doing in that yard last year? Can I even dare
Okay, I think that network is trying to do us a number, but I'm sure that she's going to be here in no time because I know that we have showcased a few of the pictures that are supposed to come live. Who else is enjoying this journey? We have 253 people learning. The truth of the matter is that sharing these might be one of the best things that have happened to you. You might actually be saving somebody by sharing this link with someone. All right. So, what you need to do before our guest comes back in, our guests have a lot to actually bring to the table. What you need is to share this link with someone so that they can put a lot in here. And when you become team lead in the TIP cohort, like she was saying, it's another conversation. But you know what? It builds you. I've seen people build from nothingness, eh, like my father, the Lord will say, to something else. From nothingness to something else. And you actually look at these people translate. Being in the inner circle is a translation. All right. When she was sharing, I was sort of pulling off my chair. Who else was going to actually get up from their chair and literally scream? Literally. It's been amazing, amazing. And this has been awesome. And shout out to all of you, all of our team leads, Fati, Ekemini, Dr. Happiness. You guys are awesome. I see a lot of our team leads doing the work, and we even have the fathers, Mr. Wale, we have Dr. Chimezie. We have quite a number, and these are people who are extremely, extremely busy. And I tell you, they've given, their systems have been so amazing, and it's been a lot. You're back, ma'am. Thank you so
Yes.
much for sharing your journey, and thank you for being vulnerable enough to share to us what your journey looks like. I want you
Yes.
to finish your journey and the stories of the pictures that is in the yard so that we can run quickly through the
All
other
right.
aspects. Please,
Okay,
over.
ma. Yes, ma. So, I think if the team can help me flash the pictures, I'm kind of fluttered now. I can't remember what story I've not taught. Yeah, so that's my widows and widowers outreach. This started in 2021. Yes, the year I joined the yard. And it was born out of a webinar where Coach Wendy said, when people look at you, what will you be remembered for? I know that I am wired for impact. That's why I'm at the Masterpiece Mentorship Program to fine tune my impact path and route. But before then, what is it that I can do to make a difference in my community and to the glory of God? To the glory of God, and of course, in honoring what we have learned in TIP, this yearly outreach has has been a success back to back to back. I call it Operation Sweet December. And this system helps us to give back to military widows of older people, older soldiers, either retired or late. These are the kind of people we reach out to, and it's been a massive blessing. Yes, ma, and this is only possible by TIP. That's my bobo, Jezreel Ofere. This is my son washing our toilets. It is his part of his chores. Okay, I live in a story building. Upstairs, I don't have a living maid. I don't have a go and come maid like we have in our system. My children take responsibility for cleaning the house. They take they own it, they do it with joy. They do it with such intentionality that is instructive. And only TIP could have made it possible. My husband used to wonder, so how these children go they cope without house help? And I tell him, it is not in the number of help that we get. It is in the help that they can help themselves. And this message can only be possible with TIP. Is inner circle that taught me that my independent thinking children can first of all show up for themselves, take responsibility for their space. This boy, this picture was taken in September last month, just on the day my daughter resumed school. That very day, I noticed that Jasmine was doing his chores, but he wasn't so excited like he would be because Jasmine resumed before him. And so I sneaked up on him, took a picture of him, and then I looked at him and I noticed this child could probably be battling with separation anxiety from his sister. And he was just slowly washing, and because of TIP, I could recognize that he needed attention. Outside or before TIP, that's a moment I would spank or scream at my friend, get it done, do it well, do fast, at speed. But because of TIP, I could diagnose the situation. And when I spoke with him, he said he was missing his sister. I said, oh, but she'll be back in less than 6 hours from now. She only went to school. Just stay the time. And I'm brought up a song. TIP taught us to do bedtime stories with our children. In the moments of bedtime stories, my sanguine son has a lot of songs. There's a musician in this child that TIP has helped me to tap. So when we're doing bedtime stories, a song will just erupt from his spirit, and then I'll record it on my phone. And so I began to sing one of the songs that he created, and that was the turning point for that emotion. He was able to finally name the emotion, and we tamed it using the same medicine that came out from him. Only TIP could have helped me achieve this. Our fried dodo plantain that never made it to Harvard. So 2 years back, my daughter started learning how to fry. She could cook because they cook what they take to school, all thanks to TIP. That was one thing I learned from entering TIP. My son loves to cook. In fact, he takes pride in being the best cook in the house. He cooks as good as his dad. And Jasmine is like me, mama. So we started to try to learn how to fry. And in that moment, she would always constantly burn out her dodo. Whenever she tries to fry plantain, it will always burn. It will always burn. And so, if not for TIP, before TIP, when this plantain frying had to happen, she's never near the kitchen. She's not the one that I would even remember to call. I didn't try to skill her up in the kitchen. But with TIP, we started frying. And when she fried this plantain, then she was 9, 10 years old. The plantain burnt. And when it burnt by herself, she told me that, Mommy, this very plantain has a message. And the message in this plantain is that I can do it and I will get better by it. This very scorpion was slayed by my abido slayer, Jezreel Ofere. It was a day when he was alone at home, alone at home. But because of TIP teachings, we have learned how to help our children overcome any suddenness. They first need to stay still, diagnose the situation, think of what they can do and help themselves. This scorpion would have stung Jezreel that day, but he was able to take the moment. He was alone at home that day. And he said when he saw the scorpion, he quickly picked up the broom and stopped it from moving. Then he hit it till he died. Another child, I don't know how another child would have survived this scorpion episode. Is it that there would have been a sting or something worse could have happened? All thanks to TIP. This my same child has joined me last week. We together killed a snake together. And this morning when he was leaving for school, he reminded me that yesterday night when we drove out to Mommy, he was still looking at the spot where we killed the snake and was hoping that we can kill more snakes together. I said, excuse me, sir. Snake
Mm.
killing. It's all right. We grow. This is my children. I returned one day from an event,
Yeah.
and the peacefulness I saw in this slide blew my mind off. My children had finished their chores. They tucked themselves in my bed. They pulled down my net, entered my bed. That's my son's uniform on the table. He had ironed his uniform. This was 8 p.m. He had ironed his uniform, and they had done their night routine. They were nicely tucked in my own bed. These are children that used to run away from me before. These are children that didn't want to identify with me. My own children, when I born, when me push from my belly, they, before TIP, they were not willing to identify with me. But see
Mm.
what TIP has helped me achieve, that they could lay in my bed waiting for me to return. When I tapped them, they nearly ate me up that day. TIP is, I don't know how people live life outside of TIP. It's a place
Mm.
where nobody can survive. Yes, ma.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm sure that if we stay in this place till 1 p.m., we're going to have the microphone impressing us. And I love it. Thank you so much for sharing intentionally. This is what I call intentional sharing. There's something that we say in the yard. We say, gossip is junk. It's a
It's
waste
true.
of daylight. When she said it, I just started to laugh. A waste of daylight. You waste your daylight from morning till now. We don't do that here. There are just some things that we don't. There's no time. You are even overwhelmed with what you are told to do. Not to talk of having time, but this who agrees with me that this has been a palpable journey. Even if we shut down here, this has been such a journey. I still remember the day that she said to me, "This happened to us," and I said, just let it be the season of growth." And if you understand
Ma.
how it is that it works, see, you hear these things, you hear it outside, you hear it in church, but the inner circle brings the practicability of it. So it's not about hearing it, it's about the practice of it. It changes everything. Somebody said, "What is such a session to take away? It's not so much to take away in one session." Because we're already running out of time, I just wish that we're going to be here talking, talking. And did you hear the conversation about she and her friend? It's only when you are in TIP that you stop the anyhowness. I tell you that you are shouting, "Hey, you're joining them. Hey, where are you from? Where are you from?" And you come back, and then she just structured the conversation. This happened. Okay. This happened. Okay. Nobody fight. We are not coming. It's not fight. Come all the way down. We're not coming here to come and fight. We will sort it out. Then we will disagree, yes. But this is going to teach how things are done. That's just it. Sometimes you're fighting a fight that is unnecessary because you're not teaching how things are done. If the people around you have any form of argument about who you are, then you have not shown it enough. I
No,
was
ma.
teaching yesterday the mastermind, and I said to them, nobody argues with what I do.
Mm.
Not even the people, they get it. You can't be around me and you trivialize what I do. How? From where? Where will you find it? It's totally impossible. All right? Your work is the show. We they implement it loud.
Yes,
We're
ma.
very unapologetic about it. Thank you
Ma.
so much, Christina Ali Ofere. Christina Ali Ofere is a military wife. She's the microphone empress. She's the team lead in Cohort 1C Inner Circle 2025. And yes, she's one of the very noisemakers. We love them. And yes, Christiana is also a masterpiece woman with
That's
tunes. Only fools doubt proof.
right.
Like they say, my father in the Lord, Bishop David Oyedepo, will say, only fools doubt proof. If you're still out there doubting what it is that you have heard, hey, like they say in the yard, you're on your own.
Your
Christina,
own.
tell me
Yes.
what would be your top three webinars. We are lost
Ah,
in time. Just
honor.
just run through.
Yes, ma. Honor. Honor as a skill. Who
Hmm,
am I parenting? And
hmm.
then I have honor as a skill. Who am I parenting? And the webinar on friendship webinar, as well as peace systems in your home. Okay, top three. I
Hmm.
said four. Let's put peace systems on number three, ma. Yes, ma.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm sure that as yarders, you have seen, webinars that have been flashing in your the incoming yarders. You've heard honor as a skill. You are wondering, what is this honor as a skill? I saw Gladys when she was sharing, and she said Gladys had to go and honor her husband
What?
as a military wife. We teach these things here. You come out
And
here,
then
people are wondering where you
decorating
are
her
from.
ma, because of the honor she has for
Hmm.
this friendship, she's able to show up for me. Her husband also got promoted, and she's decorating her husband this morning, but she's able to show up for
Oh,
this
this
stream.
so awesome.
Honor is
Congratulations to
practical.
you, Gladys. Congratulations to you guys. I can feel the military thing, maybe because of the virtue of my relationship with military people. I have quite a very strong affinity to the military system, very strong one. And you'll
Yes.
be shocked at how strong. And I love the military system somehow. And my children are in the military system, so it's something that I love. It's something that I enjoy to see. And when she was talking about promotion, I could get it. I could see it clearly. And the first time that she came back to me to say that, and I said, this is a tough one. I don't. If you're not in the military system, you won't understand it. It looks like something that
No.
is just not. It's not even a normal work. It is a work only the spirit can understand.
Yes.
Congratulations to the both of you,
Thank
Gladys and Christiana Ofere. I know that this is those decoration pictures can be very, very, very interesting to watch. I can't wait. I can't wait. Like I can't wait. Congratulations to the both of you. This has been an
thank
amazing,
you
amazing
so much.
journey. All right. And
Yes.
the webinars are already infused in the story. There's no need to talk about them so much. But if you haven't come here, look out for honor as a skill to change your life. I can
Hi.
assure you.
So
I can assure you. Seasons of life, honor as a skill. In fact, every webinar. The person who shared yesterday, Vera, said my best webinar was sibling rivalry, resolving sibling rivalry. It changed my life. I finished that webinar. Vera was on my screen for, writing a very long, and I said to her, this is just do what it is that you need to do. Somebody said it's just one word. I learned to speak one word from my father, Bishop David Abioye. When you learn, when you get where you are being cooked from, you also exhibit the cookings. That's how it is that
yes.
it works. And when Christiana was saying people are calling her, asking her, it was a yada that said, do you know where they are cooking me? I said, I don't understand. You think we're joking here? Do you know where they are cooking me? We're coming from somewhere. They cook us and we just come up and just exhibit. Congratulations again. This has been a palpable, amazing, amazing journey. So talk to me. What will be your top three books, Christiana?
I wish that the skill of the extra becomes a book, ma. That's one webinar I didn't talk about. I'm an extra queen. I forgot to add that. But for the top three books, you have this book, Walking Your Child Through Puberty. Ah,
Mm,
every parent with a teenager, this book and the workbook, you need it. The discipline that works. Oh my
mm,
God. There is a discipline that works. There is a discipline that works. I also love discipline is not an emergency, that I have as an e-copy. Discipline is not an emergency, and if you know it for sure that discipline is not, you would all the need and the reason to be dragging and beating your children all around, you will know it's not necessary. I have my Raising the Trophy Child. I have all the Raising series, and I really cannot pick which of them it is will be my best. But this really spoke to me. This very book, because I think this is me when I was 7 year old. This is my picture. Newsflash, is me that is holding this trophy. Because by the time I read this book, it's myself that I just saw, mirrored myself, ma. Yes, ma.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, I also love the raising series a lot. All right. And when she talked about walking your child through puberty, something, and this book was born, yes, out of it was the others almost literally, as I shared and shared, I said, Coach, you know what? Put this in a book, let's read. And this book changed something in my life myself as well. So it's something that you would need. And of course, the raising series are something that, there are, how many of the raising series we have now? One, two, three, four, five.
5. Yes,
There
ma.
are five raising series at the moment. Raising the child, raising the girl with sense, raising the boy you don't need to bail out, raising the
Yes,
emotionally, raising the
yes.
independent. I will have two that is end, raising the social genius and raising the lifelong learner. Those two are joining the
We
raising series. Yes, we're going to write raising the child with extras. Gonna be hot.
finally we get validated. Hey, I can't wait.
The extra of the extras. Because I think that people with extras are always being talked down, pulled down, turned down, thrown dead, and all of that. We talk about people that are, low self-esteem. Sometimes your extra, they will even want to put low self-esteem inside your extra. We refuse.
Bam,
We shall be extra
bam.
and extra. We're not going to be
Loud
under.
and proud.
Proud and proud.
Yes.
Thank you so much here, Christiana Ali Ofere. And this has been all right, raising the child with extras. Look at them in the comment section. I love it. I even love the name already. All right, yes, they're raising the child with extras. We're gonna get there. It's gonna join the raising series. Let's go there. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm here for all
Ma.
of it. And thank you
Thank
again,
you,
Christiana, for being here. We are so
ma.
grateful. Of course, you know that I love you. I honor you. Thank you for joining us this morning. You had
Thank
280 something people watching you, almost 300 people, and that is
you.
something really beautiful. You have an amazing journey to watch. All of us have learned something from your journey, and even me. At some point, I was in tears listening to it. I've heard a bit of the story, but it became so, it became life. I don't have this full picture of the story. It became life, when you shared it right here on the stream. And I'm so grateful that your story. In fact, my friend, my my friend just sent me a chat and said, "This has become a church now. Look at us listening to MIPG and we're all crying. What is the
Oh my
problem?"
God.
As
Oh
in, we're
my
all
God.
in tears, listening to what God can actually do through a man. I am particularly honored, and I do not take it for granted. I am so grateful that you are able to share this and teach other people who are also listening right here. Christiana,
Thank you, ma.
talk to the people who are
Yes,
listening to you, who
yes,
are
ma.
wondering, this job, this thing, is it worth it? I know that even sharing your testimony was a lot, right? But
Ah,
is it worth it? People who are on the sidelines thinking, I will come in when I come in.
ah.
Over to you, ma'am.
You stay on the sidelines, village people will continue to have dominance over your life. You stay on the
Mm,
sidelines, you missing the days of your transformation. You stay on the
mm,
sidelines, you don't know is what is possible until you jump into the armor tank. The inner circle
mm,
is our armor tank, is our place of safety. You would need transformation. We have palpable, tangible results that stop us, who are even the beneficiaries of the result, stops us in
mm,
our tracks. Maka,
mm,
why are you in? Why? Please, that, come in so that you can finally have power over village people. Let's leave it at
mm,
that. Yes, ma.
mm. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Result that stops even us on our
Fisher.
track.
Yes, ma.
Result that stops even us. Result that you don't need to stress over. He was visiting just a few days ago, and my friend sent me. Sorry, they had an event in school, and then my friend was in school, and then sent me a picture of her son, still on his keyboard, and doing his thing in church. The guy had a broken leg. And I said to him, I said, that's how we roll with his clutches on one side, his piano in front of him, and his hand, pressing the piano. I said, some things that you just see, just heartwarming. It's not something that we have result. I say we they implement
Yeah.
with the loud. It's not
It
today.
is loud.
We are
It is
for
loud.
it. They work, if they show, they
It
implement,
is
if they
show.
loud.
It
As
is
in, we are
show.
here
They
for all of
implement
it
it loud. Yeah.
forever and ever. Thank you so much, Christiana Ali Ofere, for being here. It's been an amazing journey that you have shared. And thank you for bringing those pictures. It gives so much light and so much context, to it. We look forward to seeing the pictures of the decoration. I particularly look forward to seeing it because, yes, we want to shout on the rooftop. Come on now.
Yes,
When you actually
sir.
begin
Yes,
to
sir.
into the access of access, I'm sure she understands what I mean. Thank you so much
Yes,
for being
ma.
here. And thank you for joining us. So I'm going to let it go now so that we can
Thank
also
you,
get our audience and round off. Thank you so much,
thank
Christiana, and God bless you. If you think that
you.
Christiana's journey was something that has done something to you this morning, go in the comment section and put the emojis, the flowers. We love flowers in the yard. Please put it in the comment section. And if you think that this has actually done something to your journey, share with someone because you might actually be sharing and helping somebody do something. Somebody said something in the comment section when Christiana was sharing. He said, Coach is able to actually share that one word that is a need. I don't know what it is, but the truth of the matter is that some of us are called on this mountain to change our generation. And trust me, some of these things, it's not about me. I don't even know when it is that they are there. But the right word in the season, you will hear it. And when you are in the yard. I remember a yarder last year, lost 1 billion naira. Yeah, you heard me right. And she came to me, she and her husband, and she said, Coach, it's as if everything is finished. I say, how? Inside where? We don't stop until we get to the end. I tell you something. They rebuilt that business and it runs into several billions today. We have result. We have result in this place. The kind of result that will stop. She said to me, I'm stopped in my, I can't even imagine it. She said, Coach, who are you? Even amidst everything gone, you still have a belief that things can be rebuilt. I believe. I understand what it takes. And trust me, you want to be in a system that encourages you to actually become much, much more, all right, than you can ever imagine. The Inner Circle program is the 120,000 naira for a year. The truth of the matter is that how do you pay? Do you pay for the testimonies? No, which one do you pay for? Do you pay for the insights? Do you pay for? You can't pay for it. And I make bold to say it that you cannot pay for it. And trust me, that's a very key aspect of your life to actually begin to take a turnaround. All you need to do is to book 10,000 naira for a single slot, and you will come in, all right? And you can pay your balance before November. But I tell you, put your 120 together and just pay so that you can get onboarded and start throttling, right? Everybody you see in the stream, everybody is onboarded. I do not think that you can see anybody in this stream that is not onboarded. Most people are. You are the only one left outside. I said to Eyada when she came to me recently and said, Coach, my pastor was preaching. I was saying something that you spoke of in the morning in the voice note. I am so sure my pastor is in the yard. I said, maybe you can ask your pastor. She went, asked her pastor, said, the yard I've been in for 3 years. Now you come late. I have a good laugh. Pastor is running his life. You are there thinking that is God. It's God that parent children. Pastor has since gone and said to himself, I know that I need to learn something on this journey. This has been an amazing, amazing, amazing journey. Structured, being able to actually, sometimes you lose relationships just because you don't have the skills to be able to put it in place. Not because the person is bad. And that's one of the things that you learn here. Because there are skills that is needed for your marriage to work. Love alone does not work in marriage. Love alone does not work a friendship system. There are skills that can be needed. Some of the friendship and maybe even the marriages that we lose might not be out of, the person is bad or something. It might just be out of just skills, having sense, like we say in the yard. The skills that you are able to put together. That's what changes everything. We're only 48 days to December 1st. When the ark is closed, we will shut it and you can't enter. Not because we just want to be mean, no, but because we understand the process of transformation. It is from day one to the end. If you have already onboarded, put your cohort 2026 inside the comment section. If you're not, just put a yes. And I'm sure that yes will help you, all right, be able to actually read what is on my screen and all of the details that you need. All you need to do, all right, if you put a yes, if you're, and I'm sure that you'll be able to now see, you can now look well in the stream. Send us a DM if you think that you need to find more information about the yard. But if you ask me what happens in the yard, even me, I can't explain it. We can only say the bit that we know. But the inner circle reaches out to people where they are per time. I can see Bethel Omife saying that it's 11 days to TIP Summit United Kingdom. That's the last of the summit for the year. I particularly cannot wait. In a few days now, I'm going to be landed right in the United Kingdom. And yes, we're going to, while I was praying this morning, God gave me a word for the UK Summit. It's not for you. It's only for those who are going to be at the UK Summit. We will be there to actually be able to show you what the Lord is doing in this season, even in your life, even in that space. Trust me, this is something that you don't want to miss. If you're a Yada in the UK, remember to be there. Don't miss it. Remember to get your books. You might have 2 reading series in this book pack. Get the 6 of them. You need it. You need it. Then somebody was asking, will you read book? Will you buy book? Yesterday, I told my masterminders to get this book. And, as I was talking, and they were like, nobody talks about whether you are reading 10 books. You read 3 books at a time, 4. You are reading it. You're growing. You're moving. Because what we are putting, I know that some of you have screenshot this book now that I flashed in front of you. Yeah, that's how you people are. But it's good. It's a good thing. Everything. I just love it. Somebody was actually, will I buy bus? You will buy the ones I flashed, and the one I mentioned by person, and you'll be all right. Very, very all right. And you also buy for your children, because that's who we are. All right. And yes, do not forget that your discount is running out. Please don't come back to us and say, I have already put my money together. I thought it was 120, it's now 150, because it will change. Okay, 150, 250, and that is where it is that is going to land. So take somebody saying Achakam, take this offer now. That's why you should stay in the class till the end. Take this offer now. You can be sure to book your slots now. All right, all of the details will be on all our platform, will be on our story, will be everywhere. Send us a DM if you think that you do not have enough details, or if you think you want to learn more. Oh, why not? If not, but trust me, there's no teaching that can tell you about the inner circle more than the experience. Transformations are experienced. They are not told. Nobody tells you about the transformation. You experience a transformation. And that's what the inner circle offers. Have an amazing day, everybody. And yes, do have an amazing day. I'll see you at 2 o'clock when the cathedral is open again for our weekly worship. Don't miss it. All right. Apostle Victor, Ifeanyi Victor, I see you, sir. See, your jacket should be seated in God's office. All right. So yes, I'm wearing my Mama Cathedral t-shirt. It was a gift from Yada's. I think that was 2 years ago, if I remember. And yes, I still have it. Yeah, I love it. Yes, I love it. It looks so, so awesome. See you guys, and see you at 2.
Common phrases in the inner circle. Let's go.
You're coming for an inner circle webinar, and you're not with your yellow blanket with red trimmings. Is that even a joke?
Oh, I'm running and I'm not looking back because 10,000 lions are chasing me. I have watched all the webinars, but today, Coach came with a bazooka.
Even with my humility agbada, I still collected.
If you're not in the ark, you better enter now because flood na bia o.
In the inner circle, we dey walk and it dey show.
CIP police is coming for you. There is no any harness here.
You definitely cannot relate because you are not in the yard.
If you are not in the yard,
Why not?